Good morning, class, the receiving school students and teachers.
Good morning, Mrs. Watangas.
How are you all this morning?
We are very well, thank you. And how are you this morning?
Very well, just like you all. Thank you. You may be seated. Now we are still on nutrition, as you have all been told for the rest of the term, nutrition. Now, in nutrition, we've looked at a lot of things that has to do with nutrition. We looked at the different food groups, the different types of nutrients, and the function or work of each of these nutrients in our body. Now, let's just go through quickly, and if I can have Shane to tell us all those food groups. Please, Shane, and we'll have Aloysia to get ready for all the nutrients.
Staple, protein, vegetables, fruit, and high energy foods.
Very good, thank you. Aloysia with all the nutrients.
Fat, carbohydrate, protein, vitamins, minerals, and water.
Very good, thank you. Now, I'd like someone to tell me what nutrition is. What is nutrition? That's a question that pops up or is asked every lesson in order to make us know what we are really learning about. What is nutrition? Yes, Jennifer.
The study of food and its nutrients and how the body uses to carry out its function.
Very good. It is the study of food, its nutrients, and how the body uses all these nutrients. And our body uses all these nutrients to help us to, there are two things that these nutrients help our body. And that is, it helps our body to grow, thank you, and our body to be strong and healthy. Very good. To be strong and healthy. Now, basically, our health, the health that we have, whether our health is good or bad, depends on the type of food that we eat. And I'd like us to have a look at what we have. I have good nutrition. Now that you know what nutrition is, I'd like us to have a look at good nutrition, and opposite to good nutrition, we have poor nutrition. Anybody who would like to try what you think good nutrition is? What is good nutrition? You've just said, Jennifer, define what nutrition is. So that should help you to know what good nutrition is. Anybody who would like to try? What is good nutrition? And once you know what good nutrition is, then you are in a better position to know what poor nutrition is, because poor nutrition actually is talking about the opposite to good nutrition. Anybody? Gima? You and your friends, do you want to try? Good nutrition?
Eating from the 5 food groups.
Very good. Eating food from the 5 food groups that helps to give you good nutrition. Okay, thank you. So, with that answer that has been given by Gima, that actually tells us what poor nutrition is. And that is the lesson that we will be having on today. We have poor nutrition, and in this lesson we will be identifying the consequences of poor nutrition. Consequences of poor nutrition. What will happen, or what happens when we don't eat the right types of food, when we don't eat meals that is made up of foods from the 5 food groups. Now we look at definitions of the word consequences. And I'd like Violet, if you can read for us both of them, the first and the second definitions. And if the class and the students in the receiving schools could get those copied quickly in your books.
Something that follows a result, the unpleasant or difficult results of a previous action.
Okay, so the second definition clearly defines what consequences are. It says the unpleasant or difficult results of a previous action. Meaning whatever happened, whatever action has taken place can lead to things which are unpleasant, things which are difficult. And this is actually talking about food. Not eating good food can lead to some things that can affect our health. Now we also looked at poor nutrition. We refer to what Gima has told us of good nutrition, and we just said poor nutrition is opposite to what good nutrition is. So we just have a look at two definitions that actually tells us what poor nutrition is. Now if I can have someone to tell us what you think poor nutrition is. What is poor nutrition? I just said it's opposite to good nutrition. We just had answer from Gima with good nutrition. Anybody would like to put it into words what you think poor nutrition is? Yes, Tulanga?
Not eating the food from the 5 food groups.
Okay, not eating food from the 5 food groups. Anybody else has another to give besides what Tulanga has said? Yes, Shane?
Not enough nutrients in the food we eat.
Good. Not enough nutrients in the food you eat. So whatever you say, not eating enough of the right types of food, not eating enough nutrients in the food that we eat, that can all lead to poor nutrition. Poor nutrition, we have the first one, and if I can have Patricia to read that for us. And we have the rest of you with your friends in the receiving schools, get that copied. Poor nutrition.
Lacking enough and the right types of nutrients from food eaten to keep the body healthy to grow.
Good, thank you. Just like Shane has said, not enough nutrients or the right types of nutrients from food that we eat for our body to be healthy and to grow. Or it can be too much of nutrients, too much of the same type of nutrients. If you continue to eat staple food every day, then you're only getting carbohydrates every day, and that is what it means by too much of one particular nutrients in the meal that you take every day, or missing out on one nutrient. Probably others you take them into your body, but you miss out on one or two of the nutrients in the food that you take. Now that is a second definition of poor nutrition, and let's have a car out to read it for us, please.
Too much nutrients or lack of some particular nutrients in foods eaten daily.
Well, thank you. I've just explained that second definition. Now we will be looking at some of the consequences. Once again, I'd like someone to tell me what consequences are. What are consequences? What are consequences? Okay, let's say Brendan. What are consequences? You must be familiar with that word before we go through what we have to go through.
Something that follows a result, the apply or delay result of a previous section.
Very good. Okay, now there are many different types of consequences or problems that are related to poor nutrition. Poor nutrition, there is a lot of consequences or problems that are related to poor nutrition or diet. However, we'll be only looking at some of them in this lesson. And I'd like us to have a look at this picture we have on the screen. Quickly among yourselves, come up with what type of disease do you think this is? This is lack of, that picture shows you that this child lacks one type of nutrient, or could be a lot of the nutrients that he should have taken from the foods that he should have eaten, but probably he may have lacked in a lot of the nutrients. That is why he looks like that. Anybody would like to tell us what you think that picture shows? Okay, let's have Elisa.
Malnutrition.
Malnutrition. Okay, that picture shows a malnourished child. A child that is not nourished well, like I've said earlier, not eating the right types of food and the right amount of food. And that is where you see, that is what would happen if we don't eat or if we don't have good nutrition. So that is one of the consequences. We will be having a look at some more. And we have about 10 there. Now, a lot of those consequences are related to the nutrients, vitamins, and minerals. A lot of those consequences are related to lack of the nutrients, vitamins, and minerals. Now we have the first one that says night blindness. You're not able to see well. Okay, poor appetite is talking about you see food, but your body doesn't like to eat, doesn't feel like eating. Okay, probably you go and your mother gives you something, you say, no, I don't feel like eating, so I don't want to eat. Okay, then you have another consequence that says lip corners crack. The corners of your lip, they crack and you have sores. Now we have upset higher centers of brain. Okay, our brain is affected when we don't take one type of vitamin or mineral. Then we also have bleeding gums. Now if I can have Nanadai to tell us the next one from the top. Next consequences we have there.
Rickets.
Okay, rickets, where you see people wobbling, not walking strong, because their bones are not strong enough to hold the weight of their body up. The next one we'll have Helen to read it for us. The next consequences.
Mental, physical infections.
Good. Mental, physical inefficiency. Where you are not able to think well, you are not physically fit, your body is not strong enough to do whatever activities that you intend to do. Violet, the next one. Next consequences.
Softening of bones.
Softening of bones. This is a nutrient, one of the vitamins, where your bones, you lack one type of vitamin that makes your bones become weak. And if you are in a game and you fall, you can easily have your bones broken. Okay? We have the second last, diarrhea. The second last consequences.
Anemia.
Anemia. Anemia is what? What disease? Raylene, anemia.
Disease of the blood.
A blood disease, lack of blood, much blood in the body. William, the last one.
Fatigue.
Very good. Fatigue. Okay, fatigue is has to do with tiredness, where your body is really tired and you are not interested in learning at school, you don't like to play around. Okay? That is a lack of one type of vitamin in the body. Now we will still continue to look at some more of consequences. And if I can have Gail to read for us what we have.
Overnutrition, too much of some nutrients or food.
Many health problems are related to poor nutrition. Okay? Many health problems are related to poor nutrition. We have looked at some of them already. And here it says there are 3 major types of dietary problems. Dietary problems is actually talking about problems that are related to lack of or related to poor nutrition. And we have 3 of them there. One, it says overnutrition. Overnutrition is too much or some nutrients or food. We also have the second one, it says malnutrition. We had a look at that. A lack of some particular nutrients. And the last one, undernutrition, too little food in general. So those are the 3 major types of dietary problems. Okay, let's have Anna to tell us quickly the 3 major dietary problems. Just naming the 3 major dietary problems. No need to describe them.
Overnutrition, malnutrition, and undernutrition.
Very good, thank you. Now here we have some of the major consequences that are also related to poor nutrition. And these are some of the related health problems that are related to food that are experienced in developed countries. Our country is not a developed country. Our country is a developing country, but countries like Australia, New Zealand, and others, those are developed countries. Now we have the first one. If I can have someone to tell us the first health problem related to poor nutrition or poor diet. Anybody? Okay, Messi, if you can tell us the first health problem related to poor nutrition.
Coronary heart disease.
Very good, coronary heart disease. Now, coronary heart disease is to do with too much fat. Okay, we have the next one. Let's have Raymond to tell us the next disease or next health problem.
Anorexia nervosa.
Okay, anorexia nervosa. Anorexia nervosa is a eating disorder. Eating disorder. Okay, we have the next one. Patrick, if you can tell us our next health problem.
Obesity.
Obesity. Okay, obesity has to do with too much fat. Too much fat. Let's have Dietary, the next health problem.
Bulimia.
Okay, bulimia is another health problem related to eating disorder. Adrian, the next. Can we get through it quickly?
Bowel cancer.
Bowel cancer. Bowel cancer is cancer in the intestines, the innermost part of the intestine. Okay, we have the second last, Harold.
Mature age diabetes.
Very good. Mature age diabetes has to do with too much sugar. Too much sugar. And the last one, Edward. Now, these are the health problems faced by people in developed countries.
Alcoholism.
Good. Alcoholism has to do with too much liquor. When you consume so much, you become alcoholic. Okay? Now we will look at, these are, like I said, health problems related to diet or poor nutrition faced in developed countries. We will be having a look at health-related problems that are related to poor nutrition in underdeveloped countries or developing countries like ours. Can somebody tell me, give me an example of one of the related problems that is faced in our country that has to do with food? Yes, thank you. We have Elisa.
Malnutrition.
Very good. Malnutrition. Malnutrition is one of the problems, health problems that we are already having in our country. Any others besides malnutrition, Rico? Any others in our country?
Diabetes.
Diabetes, very good, because Papua New Guineans like to eat a lot of sweet things. And that is where we have a lot of people with diabetes. Very good. Let's just have a look at some of them. We have about 4 there. Now, one I don't have on the screen is this. Okay, so we have the first one, which is called kwashiorkor. Kwashiorkor is lack of protein. When you don't have a lot of protein, that you are sure to have that. We also have another one known as beriberi, high blood pressure, general undernutrition. And one we have up here called marasmus is lack of energy. Lack of energy. So these are, there are others, but we only have some examples of the major ones that are experienced in our country and also in other underdeveloped countries. Now I have a short activity for us to do. That shouldn't take us long, should be about 5 minutes. And you will once again work in your groups. Now if I can have Shane read for us our instruction for that activity.
In groups, discuss and write the nutrients that are lacking in these results.
Very good. Now those diagrams you have on the screen are actually results of not taking in certain nutrients. So what you are going to do in your groups, they are numbered there, numbers 1 to 6. So you just write the numbers and write down the nutrients that are lacking in whatever result you can see there. 1, it shows bleeding gums, anemia, and all the way to 6. You're all going to do that together. If I can have the runners, please come up quickly and get your papers and the markers. Just one paper. Now that shouldn't take you long. If you think back to all the nutrients that we looked at and the different functions or work of each of those nutrients, then you should be able to know the type of nutrients that are lacking in those results shown on the screen. Only the answers, numbers 1 to 6, and write the answers. You have to write the nutrients. It says the nutrients that are lacking in this result. There is a nutrient, okay, because that nutrient is not taken, so that's the result, like bleeding gums. The gums are not strong. As it says, healthy gums. And when that nutrient is not taken, then you have bleeding gums. So what is the nutrient? You have different types of vitamins, minerals, and other nutrients. So which nutrient is lacked in there that leads to bleeding gums? Okay, good, you're already on. Come on, start now. Your friends are doing the second one. Yeah, Aloysia.
Are we going to do one for every?
No, okay, listen. Now, can I make it clear once again? You see that there are two pictures there now. That is, the other one is trying to help you to know the type of nutrient that is lacking in there. Now, the first one, we have healthy gums. Okay, we have healthy gums, and that healthy gums, because that nutrient is taken in, so you have healthy gums. And when that nutrient is not taken, then you have bleeding gums. Okay, so you are only to look at the second picture. The first picture is to help you to know the type of nutrient that is lacking, and that as a result we have all those problems. Who's finished? Who's done the first one? We'll all do the first one together and you will do the others. Group 2, they've done the first one, so they will give us their answer. And then I'll let you to do the next 5.
Vitamin C.
Very good. Now group 2, they got the answer, vitamin C. And that is the nutrient that is lacking. Okay, and as a result, we have bleeding gums. So one has been already done by group 2. So you do the rest from 2 to 5. Now if you finish the second one, I'd like you to come and write your answer on the board. That is how we are going to do it. Instead of us presenting our work in groups, whenever you finish one, I'd like you to come and write your answer on the whiteboard. So if you have finished the second one, you can come and have your answer written on the whiteboard. Okay, Raymond, thank you. Are you trying to write the answer? Who's ready for the second answer? Once you have your answer, go and write it on the board. The whiteboard marker is here. Number 3 is growth. Growth is the good part of it. When you take that nutrient, it helps you with growth. And then when you don't take it, the result is that you are mentally, physically inefficiency. You are not able to think well. You are not able to, not active. What?
You can see clearly from here.
Number what? 3 is talking about growth. Now the third one, I've already told you, nutrients are not all vitamins and minerals. Now some of us are only looking at vitamins and minerals. We've also looked at other nutrients too as well. The third one, when that nutrient is taken, then the good part of it, it helps with growth. But when it's not taken, when you lack that, the result is that you're not able to think well. You are mentally not capable, and physically you're not able to move around and do what you can. Number 4 is talking about having sauce there. And it says, number 4, the good part of it, it burns up starch and sugar. And the result, when you don't take that nutrient, then you have sauce. Your skin is affected. What's that? The good part, it helps to burn up sugar and starch. Sugar and starch, which nutrient do you find that in? Okay, we have 3 more to be answered. You have your last one, so you can go and write it. You don't have to go in order. If you have one already there, you can go and have your answer written. You got your answer for 5, so you should go and have it written too. You don't have to go in order. Whatever you have there, you can go and write. I think somebody's going to write it now. Okay, we have the last one answered, so we are going to stop here and have a look at what you have. Now I'd like you to check your work that you have done together as we go through the answers that we have on the board. Now the first answer we have is vitamin C. Let's have a look at the second one. Second one, the result we have there is anemia. So the nutrient lacked in there is iron, and that's correct. Okay. The third one, we have to help you. When you take in this nutrient, it helps in your growth. And when you don't take it in, then your thinking, your movement around and all that is affected, and that is protein, and that's correct. We have 4, where it says it burns up. The good side of it is that once you take in this nutrient, it helps to burn up starch and sugar. Now, which nutrient helps to do that? Is it carbohydrates? Does carbohydrate burn up sugar and starch? Burning up meaning it releases it. It releases energy, helps to release energy. Energy is actually talking about starch and sugar. Okay, Elisa has an answer for us.
Vitamin A.
Vitamin
A.
A or
D.
Vitamin E. Now they say vitamin E. Second group say vitamin E. Who agrees with that? Anybody has a different answer besides vitamin E? Yes, Junior?
Vitamin B.
Thank you, vitamin B. Okay, vitamin B is the correct answer. Now the fifth one, it helps with eyes, our eyes, eyesight, our eyes, and it brightens up or what makes you to see well in the dark. Which nutrient is that, Terence? Which nutrient is that? Do you agree with that answer? Vitamin A? Thank you. We have many Terence. Answer is vitamin A. Now, the last one, it helps with making our bones strong. If it's not taken, then our bones are not strong enough. Do we all agree with this answer here? Okay, we have some say yes, some say no. Now, raise your hands if you are saying no. Raise your hands if you are saying no, so you can give me your answer.
Calcium and phosphorus.
Pardon?
Calcium and phosphorus.
Okay. So we have calcium as the answer. Okay, I'd like you to check, do your own correction, and to see how many you got out of what we have there. Now, if you were not able to get all of it correct, then you need to look back to your notes that you got on the different types of nutrients and their work or functions in the body. Now, let's just look quickly at some of the consequences of poor nutrition we looked at. And I'll have Hayano to give me two, please. Two of the consequences. There are a lot we looked at, but if you can give me two.
Lacking enough and the right type of nutrients from food eaten to keep the body healthy or to grow.
Okay, good. William, please give me two consequences of poor nutrition.
Night blindness and poor appetite.
Very good. Shane, another two.
Lip corners crack, upset high craters of the centers of the brain.
Very good. Thank you. Our key phrase, Jennifer, if you can tell us what our key phrase for this lesson is. Key phrase for this lesson?
Proper nutrition.
Poor nutrition. Very good. So our lesson today was actually on poor nutrition and the consequences. What will happen if we don't eat well and eat the right types of food? Now our next lesson, we will be looking at food eaten by other students. And in here, we are going to be carrying out a survey. Now, to the receiving school teachers, I'd like you to make prior arrangements with whatever class or whichever class you'd like to use in your school to carry out this survey. And in this survey, we are trying to find out the type of food that is eaten by every child in that class. And with that, good morning, class, the receiving school students and teachers.
Receiving school teachers, here's your reference for the next lesson. Strand, substrand, outcome, topic, materials, and reference.